Face up, Papa J. If Ferraris with a K. Niggas trolling on the ground. Manhunt, catch a case. Catch a punk, he gon' lay. I just blew 100K. Eyes blind like Ray. No surrender, press play. Niggas talking like they bout it. Carry guns and never shot it. Niggas acting like they reps around this bitch. Let's run an audit. Cause these bars come with scars. In the jungle, catastrophic. I been riding in the Beamer. Waistline with a rocket. If I hit him in his eye, dummy lose his whole socket. I'm the goal in the set. I'm a trophy, I'm a vet. Treat these hoes like a pet. Cause they fucking on rejects. Ain't nobody drop for money. You on pills and all that lean. 5 bills to get you whack. Asking Cuddy how I feel. Did an interview with Whack. Niggas say I cut a deal. Niggas speaking like they know me. Trying to catch him in the field. Any of my real crodies probably treat him like my rib. If we twinning, it's a shotter. Guarantee you got a wig. Air Forces in the lobby. Big Papa like I'm big. Track Hawk with a chopper. Almost killed a pimp on Fig. Niggas lying like they bosses. Talk about what you and did. Face up, Papa J. If Ferraris with a K. Niggas trolling on the ground. Manhunt, catch a case. Catch a punk, he gon' lay. I just blew 100K. Eyes blind like Ray. No surrender, press play. Face up.
What's the good old big deal with the good old people, man? It's your boy Young Ant Hefe. Don't care about nothing but what the check say. Make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe, because it don't cost you nothing to press that button. And if you ring that notification bell, I'ma bring you mail. What's the good old big deal with the good old people? It's Hot Topics with your boy Young and Hefe, and I'm here to deliver you another one like the other one. The recipient of Hot Topics is no other than Milk 74 and Gumby from Hoover. So, within these past few weeks, the internet, our week, have been introduced to the character, you know what I'm saying, to the person, the human being Gumby from Hoover. So Gumby definitely has an interesting story. You can go check his story out for itself. First time I heard of Gumby or ran in to Gumby as a name that I can remember, trying to refresh my memory, is here on YouTube. I don't remember who actually spun the story, but somebody had spun the story of Devil that was from Hoover. Now Devil, how do I want to describe, what is the right word to describe Devil? Menacing. Seemed like somebody that was tripping and, predatorial, you know what I'm saying? However, Gumby, young dude in prison, end up on yard with this devil dude, and I guess this devil dude stabbed him in the side and tell him that you gonna be my B. You know what I'm saying? He looking at one of his younger homies as fresh meat. However, Gumby do what any real thorough individual would have did. After that, Gumby didn't report to no police. Allegedly, Gumby went and got that Kisu, and Gumby got cracking and did his thing, handled his business. However, Gumby just had a recent interview with Adam 22, and I guess on this interview, he had some interesting things to say. However, Milk 74 name came up, I don't know. You can watch the whole interview if you want to figure or find that out. But his name was definitely brought up. And in his name being brought up, Gumby said that Milk is no longer of the Hoovers. And it was crazy because months back, when Milk took the 7-4 off his name, I kind of was feeling like the Hoovers had tapped in and probably told him so, like, hey bro, take that 7-4 off your name. Because if we being realistically in these games, when you have a number or have your hood on your name, you gotta be one of the boys. But now today, it's so easy to have your hood or have a reference to your hood inserted into your name without you even having to work under your belt or being a representative like that. However, that wasn't the case. I guess, I don't know, maybe on a professional level, he might have just took the 7-4 out, or the Hoovers could have told him, but he was still a Hoover. So now, with Gumby coming out, like he's not from Hoover, basically he's famous, he's getting money, he ain't putting no money in the pot for key suits, for weapons. He's questioning his credibility, I guess, of the past, of his work hard, you know, have he been in them trenches, spinning. However, all in all, through this whole breakdown, Hoover is Hoover, but there are cliques and they do have numbers. Milk 7-4 Hoover, the original Hoovers, you know what I'm saying, the first street, if I'm speaking correctly, that was started. And then you got Gumby, I think he's out the 90s. I don't know if he's 9 deuce or 9-4. I think he's 9 deuce. He ain't from Hoover. Milk is rebutting that like, how? We of the same region, but we not of the same community, meaning we of the same region, meaning which we push the same thing, but as far as community-wise, I'm from the 7-4 community subdivision of the Hoovers, and you from the 9 deuce. You cannot say I'm not from Hoover. Milk is basically saying they got to come from the 7-4s. However, I don't want to hold you guys any longer. We about to get into this content, and y'all already know it's the halfway and the half effect. We gonna commentate.
East West the deal. Y'all already know how it's gonna go. It's that time for another reaction video. So I was just made aware by a subscriber that OG Gumby spoke on me on No Jumper. So we gonna go. Let's log in and see what's the script. Come on.
Milk 7-4.
What about him?
He not from our gang.
What?
Not from our gang.
Huh?
Tell him why you ain't coming to the set, nigga.
Why?
Tell him.
Now I find it funny that this is the same individual that was just complaining when he confronted Adam 22 about covering gang politics on his podcast and his platform. So why would you do the same thing? Why would you go on there and then try to talk about some gang politics on his platform? I don't understand it.
I don't want to be over here no. Why? Not by choice, you fuck. Not by choice. I spared you because the homie Nunn called me and said, groovy.
What did he do?
I don't know nothing about none of you sparing me or nothing like that, but I know that this isn't your first time speaking on me in this type of way. You did the same thing back on Fig back in the day.
Mad about in the first place?
Originally, some older homies that was getting out of prison, they wanted to get in touch with him, and he was shunning us. Like, he's not from our community, and I know why.
But he grew up in the community. Right?
But he's not even from my community. I mean, he's from my region, but he's not from my neck of the woods. He's not from the section I grew up in. So how does he feel entitled to like have anything to say or like he feel like he can have some type of control over me or something? This wow.
What does that mean?
I mean,
Grew up.
He grew up and identified as a Hoover throughout his whole childhood, teenage years, right? Like, I mean,
There's stages to this shit.
Right.
You can drop the ball at any minute. I'm 50. I could be considered a buster tomorrow if I drop the ball. If I don't bust down when I'm supposed to bust down, I'm considered, all that shit don't mean nothing. So as a kid, the fuck that shit mean? Nothing. It's niggas out here dying every day. Where you at? You ain't putting no money in the basket for niggas to get buried. Damn sure ain't putting in no work.
What is he talking about? Like, work? Putting in what?
Our community again?
okay, but people are going to hear this and they're going to say that you're basically saying anybody who goes on to become successful in any way, which is, he probably makes like what, maybe like $5,000 a month off YouTube, maybe he makes 10.
Nigga make more than that selling drugs. That ain't what
I'm
we
just
talking
saying,
about.
it's not like he's like filthy rich.
It's a difference between being famous. See, if you're famous,
right,
you really have an obligation because see, you're being famous. That means influencing people, right?
I mean, Milk is like YouTube famous.
Oh wait, if I'm famous, I got an obligation because I influence people. But what about you? You obligated to influence people, right? How am I obligated to him? Being a famous individual on YouTube got to do with what you talking about right now. It got me confused.
Within this
Okay,
sort
but
of
what
like
about in our
LA
community?
gang
In our community,
Yeah.
he don't got to be no gangbanger no more.
Right.
Like I just told you, when I told you I agreed to come on your show, I say, man, why don't y'all come put a podcast studio up over here in Manchester Park so my little homies and native sisters and brothers can learn how to do this shit. Remember that? I told you that on the phone.
Yeah.
Okay, so why he ain't done it? Because he can't.
Why you ain't done nothing? What have you done at Manchester Park? What have you done for them kids? You got millions, right? You won a lawsuit for millions of dollars. How are you pocket watching me thinking you know what I got in my pocket, homie? You don't tell me what I do with my money or when do I do it and what I'm supposed to do. You don't know what situation I'm in, man, fool. But you won a lawsuit for millions of dollars. And I haven't seen you do nothing.
Why can't you come back?
Bet you want to know, huh?
Well, it'd be some pretty good content, sure. Yeah.
Next question.
It's crazy that he's even on the internet trying to discuss gang politics. Something I'm not about to do about my community. I'm not about to be on here having it looking like a circus show. That's not what I'm doing, bro. But you can't make me change nothing. You can't make me take nothing out my name. Realistically, how you gonna make me do anything? That's all I want to know. Bro, you are 50 years old. Why are you worried about me and what I got going on? Stop pocket watching me. See, that's the thing. You think I'm on YouTube, you think I'm rich, and you think you're going to be getting some of the shit or something. No, that's not how it's going to go. That's not how it's going to work. If that was the case, bro, no. But I'm going to tell you, since you want to be on the internet talking about gang politics and you speaking about stuff like that, what you shouldn't be doing because you are an active gang member. I don't understand. What are you trying to do? Bring a RICO? But look, here's what I tell you. Won't you try to get a job at No Jumper? That's what you should do. Since you want to talk about this type of stuff on the internet, because that's what they do. You'll fit right in. But it's just unfortunate in LA, if you make it up out the trenches and become successful, famous, an influencer, anything like that, if you get the money and you ain't on social media, you will be hated on by somebody in your community, somebody that was close to you, somebody in the city, period. Somebody is going to hate on you in your community. The whole plan when you coming up in the trenches is to make it up out of there. But in LA, when you make it up out of there, it's going to be somebody either from that community, somebody that you know in that city. It's going to be somebody that was around you that's going to be the one hating. And that's crazy. I just don't understand it. Like, you should be congratulating, not hating, trying to tear somebody down. It's just weird. I don't get it, but it is what it is. I mean, it happens all day in LA.
Okay, so y'all heard what I heard. I don't know if you heard it like I heard it, because we always make that distinction that we both could be paying attention and watching something at the same time and have a different perspective and understanding. And we all have our opinion about things. And in this situation right here, they both making some key points. But I think the key component overall is that this is the typical situation of a person from the set getting somebody, running into somebody, spending that buddy because he made that buddy or however that buddy came to him, and just not spending the bugs gangery, not being in the set. You know, he's questioning, as we already talked, he's questioning work call, he's questioning money for the pot for funerals, you know, homies passing and stuff like that. So I don't know if Gumby tapped in with some younger dudes from 7-4 or some dudes around milk age and was provided this information, because as you see, Gumby is somebody that's in his section. So for him to hop out there and speak like that, some of these younger dudes out the 7-4s have to feel that same way. Either that or Gumby and Milk 74 got some type of beef or problem. You know what I'm saying? Some past problem of beef. And something that Milk 74 said that resonated and registered was that a lot of dudes, and I'm not even talking about Hoover Gumby because I made this same what's the word I'm looking for? I made this same exactly. I'm gonna just say I gave the same opinion yesterday of how dudes come on here talking that talk, saying one thing, and then you can find other videos or either find them minutes down the line in the same video contradicting exactly what they said. And a lot of people in our community definitely suffer from bipolar disorder. And who wants to go get checked for that? People don't want to go get checked for that. Now back to the script. I don't know how old Milk 74 is, but he's definitely younger than Gumby. And he is definitely still at an age where he should be in his section and or helping out for his section. When his name come up, it should be all good. Should nobody even be able to play with it tomorrow? All you ain't from the set. But as I did say, they are Hoovers, but from two different Hoover sections. We ain't hear no 7-4s come out and say it. But Gumby is a G, but he's out the 90s. Something that was interesting that Gumby said, tell him why you can't come to the set. You can't even come to the set. Tell him why. Milk stopping it is news to him. He don't know what's going on. Like, I can't come to the set. I just ain't been in a set. But Gumby putting it out there like it's some reason. And I'm going to say right now, man, it seems like it's hot on Fig, man. Seems like it's hot in them Hoovers right now, man. We was just on No Jumper the other day, me and Munchie B, when I think his name was like J Real from out the 50s. He called in politicking about going back on Fig with T Rail. You know what I'm saying? And just saying he gonna probably have to show up to the building because he is Fig and one of the Fig members. Ain't no way I shouldn't have been on that orange couch. So, you know, we don't know what's going on, but y'all seen the reaction. Milk 74 definitely rebutted that. And let me say this before I go. There was something else we was playing while we was on No Jumper, and Munchie B was like, we was playing about being pressed, or people being pressed by their homies, about this J Real and T Rail situation. J Real and T Rail situation. Then we got this Milk and Gumby situation. And I was just making a distinction, like, if I had a podcast that was called Off Normandy or Between Normandy and Western, and, you know, off the back, my homies that's trying to come up and doing what they do, I'm going to definitely open the door for them. But who's to say what I'm supposed to do when I'm somebody to serve for this community and have put the work ethic in? So I say that to say that it's only certain few people that can get chastised like this, and it's usually the people who haven't done nothing for the community or have less work in the community or no work in the community at all. That's just my opinion, but I don't know what's going on in this situation. However, I decided to cover it. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the chats, and I'll get back. It's your boy Young and Hefe. Don't care about number what the check say. Make sure you go ahead, like and subscribe, because it don't cost you nothing to press that button. And if you ring that notification bell, I'm going to bring you mail.
Me and you ain't got no motherfucking beef, nigga. Stop telling motherfuckers me and you got beef, because we don't. I just don't fuck with your bitch ass.